Hey guys, we're at SHOT Show 2025 and I'm here at SimX Ammo. This is an awesome defensive ammunition company. And I'm here with Mark Davis, who is the founder and CFO. He's a friend of mine. I know him for a long time. And had a great time at Industry Days shooting their ammo on their little submachine gun. So Mark's going to go ahead and tell us all about what they do and what they make.
Sounds good. So SimX makes at its core, a lightweight, high velocity, low recoil ammunition product. We call it submass. For example, like a typical 9mm in defense configuration is 115 grains or 124 grains. We make a 45 grain 9mm defense round. And the reason we make it so light, and the reason it is so light, is because we have replaced the lead core in the projectile with a proprietary polymer. And that polymer allows us to get velocities in the 9mm out of a handgun up to about 2,250 feet per second.
That's pretty unheard of.
It's almost rifle velocity.
Yeah.
And that's the idea, right? Is because we're losing mass, making the bullet submass, with the velocity, we're still generating more energy at the muzzle than regular lead ammunition. All right. So the idea with our ammunition, though, is even though it's going incredibly fast and is very lightweight, what we do is we build we design and we build the projectile so that when it hits a target, it stays in the target, right? So a lot of people say, well, you're going 2,250, it's like a rifle. Does it go through and through? Is there danger to innocent civilians or bystanders behind? And the technology allows our ammunition to rapidly decelerate when it hits a cavity, right? So that's the idea behind it, right? We want to deliver a lot of energy at high velocity to a target, but keep that bullet inside the target, obviously to deliver all the energy and create a wound cavity, right? And at the same time, generate what we call a high pressure wave, right? So when you think about defensive ammo, the only thing you're really trying to do is stop the threat or incapacitate the threat, right? So you want to use every bit of energy that is that bullet is bringing to the target to deliver it inside that target and stop the threat as soon as you can, right? So a lot of people think that it's all about penetration and it's all about being heavy. And what we found is that it's physics. At the end of the day, it's physics and it's science, right? So what we've started doing is mapping out and using existing studies to show that the most effective defense, whether it's everyday carry or home defense ammunition, is the ammunition basically that delivers the highest amount of energy effectively to the target. And so that's what we do. We make our products in 9mm, 40 cal, and 45. And then just in 2024, we came out with a training round that is complementary to that, right? So unlike other ammunition where you're training with a lead ball product and then you're carrying or putting personal defense ammunition in your home defense gun or your everyday carry gun, and you've got a dramatically different feel, dramatically different recoil. Ours is designed to feel very similar, right? So you don't have that wide chasm, between the training stuff and the stuff that's really important, right? Which is what you're carrying.
So let me ask you this. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be wondering, how does barrel length affect the velocity specifically as it pertains to your ammunition?
Right. So all ammunition, if you put it in a longer barrel, so you move it from a handgun to a pistol caliber carbine, right? A lot of ammo you'll pick up, 150 to 200 foot-pounds, 200 feet per second. Our ammunition, because it is so light, and because the core is a softer, more pliable material, we call it soft friction in the barrel, right? So if you put our ammunition, say a 9mm defense core, into a pistol caliber carbine, you're actually going to pick up about 350 to 400 feet per second.
Wow.
Right? So now you've got a carbine with ammunition that is typically designed for a handgun going 2,700 feet per second.
Which is rifle
Almost
standard.
223, 556, kind of that level.
Unbelievable. Now, but most people obviously carry nowadays small defensive handguns, barrels up 3 inches, or even in some cases less than that. So, how does, let's say, a 3-inch barrel handle your 9mm ammo? What kind of velocity would you be expecting in that sort of barrel?
Obviously, you're going to get a little bit of a drop off, right?
Yeah.
But you're still going to get between 1950 and 2,050 feet per second. Right?
That's still unheard of for that
Unheard
barrel
of.
length. Yeah.
Unheard of, right? We talk about rifle velocities in a handgun, right? And due to the fact that all of our ammunition products are sub-mass, right? Even our range core, which is a little bit heavier, only comes in at 50 grains, right? So whether you're training or whether it's the ammunition you carry in your everyday carry handgun, you're shooting very similar ammunition, right? So, and we find no degradation in effectiveness in a very small handgun. We shoot these all the time in SIG 365s. I personally shoot it in a Hellcat. So, if you're thinking about a 3.5 inch barrel with, 2,000 feet per second on average, right? You're still getting a very, very effective handgun with all the same characteristics at the terminal ballistic point that you get with a full-size handgun.
Right. Well, here's another question for you. Obviously, 45 ACP is infamous for having rather low velocity, I would say.
Right.
So, you said you make 45. What kind of velocity are we looking at in your 45 line?
Looking at about 1850. So 1,850 feet per second in both the calibers. A little bit of drop off in the range version, the range core version, but that's only around 50 feet per second, right? We put on the box 1,800 feet per second plus, and that's just because obviously depending on the handgun, depending on the style of barrel and chamber, you do get a little bit variation, but you can confidently say that you're going to get at least 1,800 feet per second, right?
I mean, that's exponentially more than any other type of 45 ACP ammo I've ever heard of.
Absolutely, yeah. And with the 45, instead of a 230 grain bullet, you're talking about a 72 grain bullet in the defense version and a 78 grain bullet in the training version, right? The range core, right? So all the products, we call it the 500 foot-pound club, right? So no matter whether you buy the 9mm, the 40, or the 45, every one of those is going to have 500 foot-pounds or more energy at the barrel, right? At the muzzle, and it's going to carry that energy because of the velocity further down range. It's got effective penetration in the personal defense world, right? All of our testing we do through FBI heavy cloth barrier. This is not a round that a law enforcement would carry, right? That's a future product that we're working on. So this is not designed to go through glass and bricks and refrigerator doors and stuff like that.
Right.
But what it does do very effectively is go through the barriers that you're going to encounter in a EDC environment, right? Which is heavy clothing, right? So all of the videos that we produce, all the testing we do, all the studies we do, always use a 4-piece barrier just to simulate what the everyday carry and the personal defense situation is going to bring up for you. So.
Right. Wow. Amazing. So this is really ideal personal defense ammo.
It is, and it's lightweight, right? So obviously, when you're loading a mag with 45 grain bullets versus 115 in the 9, or especially the 45, right? You're loading a 72 grain versus a 230 grain, right? You're going to get a dramatic drop in the weight, right? So anybody who carries multiple magazines, and in the future, when we do come out with a what we'll call duty core, a law enforcement, that just is elevated, right? Because officers are carrying more rounds than civilians, right? And then you can look forward to like a battle core round, right, for our warfighters, right? And here you're carrying potentially hundreds of rounds of ammunition, right? So you've got that weight reduction, and then you've got a very flat shooting, highly effective, lethal round, all basically driven by technology development and just kind of thinking about ammunition a different way, right? The ammunition market has always relied on lead for hundreds of years, right? That's just kind of what it's done. There have been slight innovations, in terms of frangibles, copper monolithics, but we're the first company to make a ultra lightweight or submass round that uses a polymer core, and that's the key to our ammunition. Is a development and the utilization of different materials in the ammunition than we've seen in the past in this market.
So it's really revolutionary.
It is. It is.
Amazing. So Mark, if people are interested in getting more info about your ammo, or they want to order some, where can they go?
So you can go to our website, which is simxammo.com. On the website, we have an online store. You can purchase through the online store individually. If you'd like to become a dealer and you'd like to sell the ammunition in your store or your range, you can go through the Become a Dealer portal. It's very simple. You fill it out, you send us your resale certificate and your FFL, and we'll reach out to you, and we'll make sure that we get you set up with an initial stocking package.
Awesome. Well, hey, Mark, thank you so much. This is really fascinating. I mean, this ammunition you got here, I think it's honestly a game changer, absolutely revolutionary, and I hope that people really get a chance to check you out and get their hands on some of your ammo. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
So do we. We've come up with something unique, we think, and has the added benefit of being very effective.
Absolutely. Hey, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.